Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your faces to another video here on the channel. What we're going to talk about today is something that is just absolute crazy. And the person who's involved will probably not get fired, not get reprimanded, and they'll probably just be like, oh, you got caught, unlucky. That's what I can see is going to happen with this. As you can see by the actual thumbnail and the title, an employee of Spotify deleted a Joe Rogan podcast because they did not like the guest. How messed up is that? How entitled does this person think they are? Literally, oh, I don't like that, so I'm going to delete it. And it's like, what the hell? And it just goes to show that people in Spotify, they have a little bit too much power. They shouldn't be allowed to be able to access something like that and delete it from the files. And another thing as well is, did they delete it from the files, the server? Because if they deleted it from the server, Joe Rogan would have to have his team send a new version over. But again, no, we have no idea. So what we're going to do, we're going to spin this around and jump on into it. This is coming from the way back machine. Always the best place if you want to see what's going on and you've got a link. Click the link or just, copy the link. Put into Wayback Machine, see if it pops up. If it does, bing, bang, boom, you're in, and you're not giving that website any clicks, which is always a great thing. So this is what we got. Spotify employee accused of deleting Joe Rogan's Alex Jones interview. Now, I will admit, Alex Jones is not everyone's cup of tea. To be honest with you, I love watching when he's on the Joe Rogan show because I think the guy's hilarious. Just because some of the stuff he spouts, I'm just like, what is wrong with you, That sort of thing. But when you get someone who just goes out of their way and deletes it just because they don't like him, nah, that doesn't fly. So the temporary disappearance of a recent Joe Rogan interview with Alex Jones wasn't an accident, according to sources within Spotify. Last month, Joe Rogan did the unthinkable, at least in the eyes of Spotify employees, demanding editorial oversight over the Joe Rogan experience. Rogan, who recently inked an estimated $100 million exclusive podcasting deal with Spotify, brought Alex Jones on as a guest in October. Jones was previously banned from the platform by Spotify higher-ups, though those same executives refused to remove the controversial episode despite heavy demand from activist employees. So it wasn't even people on the street who was going, get rid of this episode. There were a few there. But actual employees, get rid of it. Basically crying like a bunch of little bitches. That's exactly what they are. Just because they didn't get their own way, they decided to go and delete the video. That is what's crazy about all of this and the entire situation, because that just shows these people think they're entitled to anything. And saying that they want editorial oversight over Joe's podcast, that is just insane. Again, with Joe Rogan, if anything like this goes on in the future, I'd be like, stuff your money, I'm going back to YouTube. And that's what I could possibly see. Again, who knows if he's going to turn down 100 million, because again, it's 100 million. Then something strange happened. The episode mysteriously disappeared from the stack of Rogan's podcasts, and share links to the podcast became inoperable. That mishap certainly seemed suspicious, though it was immediately dismissed as an accident, including by Rogan himself. The conspiracy about the show with a conspiracy theorist, Rogan quipped after fans sounded the alarm. The episode that was uploaded to Spotify had some cache issues, and it wasn't working correctly on some devices, so the engineers had Jamie re-uploaded with the same date, thinking it would fix the problem, but still play for everyone like it was never missing, Rogan continued. The cache issue explanation sounded reasonable, except for one problem. As far as we're aware, no other Spotify podcast episode had previously experienced the cache issue mentioned. As you might expect, a lot of Rogan fans weren't buying it. And I must admit as well, I gotta thank the Quartering, Jeremy on the Quartering, for doing this, because I saw this thing and I was like, I need to talk about this because this is just crazy. It's just showing how entitled some people think they are. And again, if Jeremy didn't find it, I would never have got it. So Jeremy, thank you ever so much, mate. Now, two sources within Spotify, specifically within podcasting subdivisions, have confirmed that at least one employee, see, at least one, is responsible for intentionally removing the Joe Rogan episode. That is just insane to even think that, you know? It's, like I said, Alex Jones, not everyone's cup of tea. But to say, oh, I'm going to delete that episode because I don't like him, that is just stupid. It's not exactly a good career move now, is it? But again, no, being this new day and age where people like who run Spotify, oh, we don't want to hurt your feelings, but if your feelings are hurt, we will get rid of whatever hurt them. No, doesn't work like that. So the employee's name was not released to Digital Music News, even though we agreed not to publish any identifying information. Instead, the sources decided not to share the name given that an investigation could be forthcoming. And nobody's been proven guilty, fired, or otherwise punished. Well, that's one of the things, because when I worked as a social media manager, if anything was deleted from any of our websites, we knew where it was coming from. We knew which terminal, and we knew exactly because everyone has an ID they sign in with. So they know who it is. If anything doesn't happen, then it's bad. You know? Still, repercussions could be forthcoming. One source confidently noted that this removal was definitely no accident, while further noting that the evidence is in the log. See, there we go, and can be proven. Straight away they know who's done it. Specifically, it appears that the episode was removed from the stack with an attempted permanent delete, which promulgated the caching issue, because there was nothing to cache anymore. Oh my god. Engineers within Spotify soon started troubleshooting the issue and eventually moved to replace the master file while alerting Rogan and his team, including his assistant Jamie, on the issue. And then you got Caleb Hull. Joe Rogan podcast is missing. Magically disappeared. So that's what they got by there. So that last part is critical because Rogan himself was apparently not alerted to any foul play. Instead, a second source told us that Rogan was fed the mumbo-jumbo related to technical concerns with a lot of tech jargon to throw off the scent, which is what these people kind of do. They normally do it. Oh yeah, we couldn't do this because the 8.1 chipset, it wasn't going around with the panoramic disc, something stupid like that. It's exactly what they say. But to be honest with you, but saying that though, Joe is a little bit tech savvy, and plus he's got young Jamie there with him, so he would have talked to Jamie, right, this is what's going on, and he could have been, yeah, they're lying, Exactly what happens next is unclear, though this looks like a touchy political subject. The second source also noted that Spotify's executives may not pursue the issue given the sensitivity internally over Joe Rogan. Basically, a couple of people, or the majority of people who work for Spotify, think they're entitled. They're nothing but crying little babies. And they're like, oh, we don't like him, so get rid of him. Literally throwing their toys out of the pram. So, update on November 30th, Spotify has now denied any foul play in deleted episode, attributing the issue entirely as a technical glitch. The issue with the episode was entirely technical, and any suggestion that it was a result of nefarious activity by someone on the Spotify team is completely false. Spotify head of communications Gray Munford emailed Digital Music News after initially requesting not to be named. After being told that server logs could be forthcoming, Munford stated, "The Spotify statement below is accurate." And with that there, it's not, because like I said, something's happened, and if they've got people who supposedly are inside, Spotify have said this, then they know what's going on. They're not going to do anything. This person probably went in the office, cried, stomped their feet, threw their toys out of the pram, like, you can't get rid of me for this, as these type of little babies do. And I think it's just funny. But again, no, like I said, these kind of things are always logged. And having those type of people running Spotify is going to cause it so much money. It's going to be funny to watch now because I can personally see Joe Rogan, if there's any more issues, going back to YouTube. I personally can. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see each and every one of you soon.